December 12, 1901. Guglielmo Marconi, Italian inventor and electrical engineer, sends the first radio signals across the Atlantic from Cornwall to Newfoundland, a distance of over 2,000 miles. Months earlier, high winds had destroyed both his transmitter and receiver stations, but he was undaunted. Using rudimentary methods, he proved to the world the long-distance power, speed, and stability of radio waves. Born in 1874, Marconi was the son of an Irish mother and an Italian father. He would grow up to feel at home in both Italian and British cultures. In his childhood home, the Villa Grifoni near Bologna, Italy, young Marconi developed an ardent interest in science and read widely, including the papers of Heinrich Hertz, a German physicist who experimented with electromagnetic waves. Marconi lived in a time when wires carried telegraph messages, yet such wires could not be laid over vast stretches of land and sea. Ships could not be warned of bad weather, nor could they signal for help. Marconi imagined, what if electromagnetic waves, without the necessity of wires, could carry a long-distance message through the air? What if the power of radio waves could reach ships far from shore? In his attic, Marconi built a battery-powered transmitter, and in 1894, he sent the taps of the Morse code across his father's estate, a distance of over 1 mile. But in his native Italy, he found little appreciation for his invention. So, at the age of 22, he sailed to England, a nation deeply invested in maritime interests. He quickly patented his black box, and in 1896, he formed the Wireless Telegraph and Signal Company, later renamed the Marconi Company. In Britain, a monopoly controlled all land-based commercial message handling, so Marconi focused his efforts on ship-to-shore transmissions. Embarking on a series of signal-sending demonstrations to generate business, he soon attracted the magnates of the shipping world, the British Army, the Navy, and Lloyd's of London, who insured shippers. By 1899, he was able to send a signal 30 miles across the English Channel to Wimereux on the northern coast of France. This capped a series of shore-to-shore demonstrations that proved neither heavy fog nor stormy seas interrupted radio waves. Like many physicists of his day, Marconi thought that electromagnetic waves traveled like light in a straight line. What would happen, he wondered, when sending a signal thousands of miles beyond the horizon? Would radio waves be stopped by the curvature of the Earth? Marconi decided to find out. He announced he would try to transmit a signal across the Atlantic Ocean. In July of 1900, in Poldhu, Cornwall, he constructed a ring of masts 200 feet in diameter with transmitting aerials. But soon after it was operating, high winds ripped it apart. A similar fate befell Marconi's receiver station in Wellfleet on Cape Cod, 1 short month before he had scheduled his first transatlantic transmission. Marconi would not postpone his test. In Poldhu, he erected a fan-shaped antenna. On the North American side, he found a hilltop plateau on Signal Hill overlooking St. John's Port in Newfoundland. There, with his 2 assistants, he attached an antenna to a kite and sent it flying 400 feet up over the stormy Atlantic. On the morning of December 12, 1901, in an old abandoned hospital, Marconi took turns with his assistants listening on the earphone for signals from Cornwall. At noon, he heard 3 sharp clicks, Morse code for the letter S. A signal carried 2,137 miles, unimpeded by the Earth's curve, capable of reaching the far corners of the world. Marconi's discovery marked the dawn of the age of radio. Throughout his life, Marconi continued experimenting in radio telegraphy, And in 1909, he won the Nobel Prize. At that time, many considered wireless telegraphs aboard ships a costly luxury. But all that changed in 1912, when the Titanic sank in less than 3 hours. It was the SOS wireless message that brought a rescue ship to save over 700 passengers. In later years, Marconi's interest turned to transmitting the voice by radio, and in 1920, he began a regular news broadcast in Britain.
2LO Marconi House, London, calling. 2LO Marconi House, London, calling.
Hundreds of programs soon filled the airwaves, and the world's love affair with radio was born. Just 20 years after that historic day, when Marconi received the first transatlantic radio signal.